and look up things, whether it be in the Bible or in a science book or whatever the case might be, there was a place called Earth. Now somebody says, "Oh, you trying to be funny?" No, not really. Actually, there was a place called Earth, and on this place, there were people that were created. There were people that were created. There were persons that were created, and some of them decided to follow the will of Yah. Some of them did not decide to follow the will of Yah. Thank you for the love, appreciate it. And how you doing? Talk it up. And there were a lot of people all over the planet who had free will and all this stuff. And many people, matter of fact, the extreme majority of people decided that they wanted to do whatever they wanted to do. They became the change that they wanted to see. And even though they became this change, and it was their mantra, if you will, to become this change, it was their mantra to eat what they wanted to eat and live how they wanted to live, be as lustful as they wanted to be, and treat people the way they wanted to treat them, and all these different things. As much as they became this change that they wanted to see, real talk, at the end of the day, right? Okay, thank you, Sister Christina. How you doing? So, real talk, at the end of the day, they became the change they wanted to see. And yet, guess what happened? A flood happened. The flood was a consequence of the actions of people who wanted to become the change they wanted to see. Matter of fact, watch this. People were so into becoming the change they wanted to see that something manifested called the flood. The flood came from something that manifested called rain. Rain was never intended in perfection. Did you know that? Now we look towards rain. We need rain. We're dependent on rain, but well, you know what? I'll be careful with my language. It is a very interesting topic of discussion, where if we realize that rain is something that was not something that was initially there in a perfect world. In a perfect world, it would never have rained. We need this. We ask for Yah to rain down on us, and we need the rain. Don't get it twisted, but it's only because of our imperfection. Rain is a result. It's a manifestation. They changed the mindset. They changed the mindset of the earth itself. The earth itself didn't need rain because water sprung up from the ground and took care of what was there. The water, there's reservoirs still to this day, right? This is why if it rains too much, you have an imbalance. You have floods. If it rains too much, you have an imbalance. Stuff happens inside the well that's not supposed to happen. If it rains too much, you have a problem. Even the pipes, the sewer pipes and different things will start acting up because rain was not intended. See, we learned knowledge of good and evil. That's what people wanted. You had a tree of life where it wouldn't rain, where you got the knowledge of good and evil. And when you ate the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you had to till the land. You never had to till land before. Now we have to till land. Why do you have to till land? Why do you have to keep the land? How you doing, Minister Tamar? Praise God for you. Why do you have to till the land? You have to till the land because of what? Because of you becoming the change you wanted to see. But you didn't become the change that Yah wanted to see. You didn't want to become perfect and be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. You wanted to become the change. And so you got the result of becoming the change that you wanted to see. Don't be upset now that it's raining all over the place and that it's flooding and that you got to till the land and that you got to be in the sun all day and you got to break your back and you feel like you're breaking your back and all these terms that we use. That's because you decided to become the change that you wanted to see. See, that's why I said you can become the change you want to see. But as for me and my house, we shall serve the Lord. That's Joshua. You do whatever, but remember, Joshua said, look, you take your land. Yah has given you this land. He's given us this land. He's done this for you. He's done this for us. He brought us out. He brought you out. He said, we came out of this together, but there's something that I want y'all to know. He said, as for me and this family, this bit, this bite, this house, as for me and this family, we have decided that we shall serve the Lord. And we're serving as servants. But at a certain point, we get to a point like we talked about for Early Rise of Bible Study this session. At a certain point, we go from just serving the Lord to now serving him, not from just obligation, that Matthew chapter 15 stuff, where you start seeing the traditions of men come in and people who are obligated, right, to serve him will serve him, but they'll only serve him to a certain extent. But then they got to have their traditions of their fathers and stuff put in there. But that John 15 servant serves, and then at a certain point stops serving just because you're supposed to serve, but serves out of relationship. The obligation to serve is not It's not just out of obligation due to the fact that I have to do it because something bad might happen, but I'm getting to a point in my life where I'm serving because I'm obligated to a friend. And then I go from friend to spouse to his bride to part of the body. And now as his bride, I'm serving as somebody who is oil in their lamp, preparing himself, because at some point my husband's coming back and we're actually going to become one. We're already husband and wife on paper, but we have not become husband and wife as far as manifestation to fit this sexually, if you will, or spiritually, if you will, to becoming one. Many people serve because I have to. Many people show up on time because I have to. Many people will preach a sermon because I have to. Many people will make sure they put on a brave face even though their lives are falling apart because I have to. But some of us serve because we want to, because we love Yah, not just because we love Yah, even because we like Him, because he feels.